All right, welcome back to another episode. Ryan here with Chaos MMA, and today we have on Tom Pagliarulo, who's coming off his pro debut win at Cage Fury FC. Tom, first off, before we get into anything, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great speaking to you. Thank you for taking the time to come on. And now, so you're coming off your pro debut win. How great, first off, does it feel to get that? Because that's the start of everything. That's like where you're gonna start for your big journey ahead, I guess you could say.
Yeah, man, it felt great. Especially the circumstance being on 4 days notice and this whole pandemic thing, I never knew when I was gonna fight. I was just staying ready, waiting for that day to come. And when I got the call from my manager Tyson, I was just ready to jump on it and we went out there and made the most of the opportunity.
Yeah, now speaking about like short notice and everything, when you got the call, what was your initial reaction? Like, were you like, yeah, let's just do it? Like, were you second thinking it? Like, what was your initial reaction when you got that call?
I was ready to go, man. I just asked what's the weight at, and they said a catch weight of 150. So I just had to check my weight, make sure I was good. And once I didn't really care who I was fighting or where I was fighting. I was like, if it's a fight and we're gonna make this happen, then let's do it. And I called my coach Rob Font and talked to him, ran it by him. I was like, what do you think of the name? He talked to Tyson. He was like, I'm in. And Calvin was in, T was in. So everyone was on board with it, man. So it felt good to know they were cool with it. And yeah, went out there and just took care of business.
I could definitely see that in the fight. And now, but say you didn't get the call. When were you looking to get in there? Like, did you have a specific date to make your pro debut, or no?
Would have been before that. I kind
Oh,
of, I was supposed to take my last amateur fight right before the pandemic started. And
yeah.
that summer, so this past summer, I was hoping to make my pro debut.
Okay.
Obviously, that didn't happen because everything got shut down. And so I kind of just stopped putting a timeline on it. And I was like, I'm just gonna keep staying ready. And when the opportunity comes, I'll just be that much better. And that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, and that was certainly saw that and everything. And now you spoke about the weight cut before. Like, where were you weight wise? Because you guys met at what was it, 150 catch weight?
Yeah, we met at 150. I
Yeah.
was like 160,
Okay.
162 when Tyson called me. I'm tall for the weight. I look a little bigger than I am for 45, but I'm actually trying to gain some weight and put on some size for that weight class. I'd like to be walking around like 165, a little higher. But honestly, I think I could have made 45 scratch. I weighed in at 148. So I wasn't far off. It wasn't a bad cut at all.
Yeah, so that's not usually like a hard cut for you down the 145 ish. That's an easy cut for you.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. We've talked about 135 a little bit,
Oh, okay.
but then no one, I'm the only one who thinks I'd want to go down, but everyone
Yeah.
else is telling me no. I'm 6 feet tall, man. It's probably not a good idea. I'm young still. I'm still probably gonna grow a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep putting on weight, getting stronger, and doing my thing at 45.
Yeah, well, speaking of this fight, you go in there short notice, you dominate your opponent. I'm considering this a finish, even though they threw the towel in. It should have been stopped. I feel like you just went out there dominated. Now you see some fighters when they like take short notice fights, it's hard for them to go out there and dominate. Now you did that. Is that how you expected this fight to play out, even on 4 days?
Yeah, yeah. I called my shot to my team, man. I told them I was gonna need this kid right in the head, and
Yeah,
that's
wow.
what I did. And I put him down with that knee, and that was it. After that, man, he was just doing a little bit of surviving. But yeah, I started off. I paced myself. My cardio is great all the time. I just naturally have good cardio, and I've just been training hard through this whole thing. So I was just feeling him out for that first minute. First time doing 5 minute rounds in an actual fight. So just got a little comfortable, and then once I saw him bite on all my feints and level changes and just falling into my game, I just opened up, and I felt like I could have gone all night, man. So yeah, I had fun in there. I just let it all go.
Wait, so you actually like told your coaches you're gonna land that knee? Like,
Yeah,
what did
I
they
tell
say to you?
everyone all week. I tell everyone all week. I said I'm gonna knee this kid in the head. It's just that he's pretty one dimensional. He was a wrestler who didn't look too comfortable on his feet in his film that we watched. Um, and once I saw him biting like on feints, he would double change a lot. And then he was looking for that one big shot, and I just had him. I was switching my stance a lot, started faking. I saw him freeze up, and he went for that big overhand. I just met him with that knee on the way in. So, yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That was a beautiful knee. And now, how great did it feel? We spoke about before it, how great it made to get the pro debut win. How great did it feel though to get it like that? To get like that, they threw the towel in because he was just getting dominated out there. How great did that feel to get it that way?
Yeah, a win's a win, man. But yeah, it feels good to go in there and dominate.
Yeah,
It feels good to see my game evolving. I'm a wrestler at heart. That's what I started with, was just wrestling. I've been wrestling my whole life, and now I'm kind of starting to get a reputation as a striker, so it feels good. People are starting to forget about the wrestling, so that's still there too, man. But yeah, it felt good to go in there and kind of let it all go. I threw some kicks, threw some knees, boxed them up a little bit. Wrestling defense was there, so I got to do a little bit of everything in my pro debut. So it was a blast, man.
yeah, and you spoke about the striking. I mean, you're training with Rob Font, Calvin Cater, some of the best strikers in their divisions. How much does that help, like with experience and everything, and learning from them? Like, do you learn like a lot of new boxing every day from these guys?
Yeah, man, we do we probably do a lot more rolling than we do striking
Okay.
lately. But yeah, I've learned a ton from them. Rob's like really my first striking coach. I started working with him 2 years ago now. It's crazy. It's going by so fast.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I started with him 2 years ago, and then started working with Calvin too. And they 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 show me a lot, man. They show me a lot. It's basics. Everyone thinks
Yeah.
there's some secret formula that we're doing, man. It's not. It's footwork and basics and feints and level changes and just being willing to do that and drill that over and over and over again. That's the secret, man. It's the gym. If someone asks, what are we doing? It's just we're always in the gym and we're always just working on the basics and getting better from there. And then we add our own little spin on it, and our own flavor to it. And then we go and do that in the cage. So yeah, I'm getting a ton of work with those guys, man. Learning a lot on the feet and on the ground. Rob's got a crazy jiu-jitsu game that no one's seen yet, man. He's sharp right now for this fight coming up. So I think you're gonna see a little bit of everything from him too.
Yeah, I'm already excited for that fight against Cody. You're just making me more excited. Now you're telling me some jiu-jitsu involved. Maybe I can't wait for that one. But before you're like walking out or anything, did your coaches like Tyson, Calvin, or Rob give you any advice that kind of stuck with you?
Um, Man, backstage it's the same deal.
Okay.
We kind of just we warm up, we do our thing. We don't do a crazy warm up, a little light. And
Yeah.
Tyson just looked at me and said, "Hey man, we're just gonna go out there and do what we do, and that's have fun and beat this kid up, you know." And it's the goal is simple, go be Tom Pags. That's the message, just go do my thing, and the most important thing they tell me is have fun, because when I'm having fun, I'm dangerous, man. And
Yeah.
that's what I went out there and did. They keep it simple. Go get it done, and let's do it again soon.
Yeah, well, I hopefully we get to see you back in there soon. Like, so what is next for you? Are you gonna be looking to fight in Cage Fury again? Like, do you have like a deal with them, or how does that work out?
Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm
Okay.
told.
Yeah.
I can't handle all that. But we're actually trying to get on their card. They were trying to get me on May 28th, the weekend after
Oh,
Raw, but it didn't end up working out. So they do have a date for me a little bit after that. So soon. I'll be back soon.
okay. Yeah, well, sounds good on that. And I just gotta say, all of you, like you New England Cartel guys, whenever you guys fight, I feel like it's always exciting. Like it's just like, oh,
Mhm.
when you guys step in, it's just gonna be an exciting fight. Like you saw Rob's last fight, it was exciting. Calvin, Max didn't go his way, but even before that, when he fought, who was it? Dan Ige, Jeremy Stevens, like those are all exciting. So like you're on the rise, so it's like great to see how every fight exciting is exciting with you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I think that's just a testament to the way we train. We're always going for the kill. We're not going in there to win decisions. You want to go in there and get that finish, you know. And when you get to the UFC, that turns into bonuses. So, I'd like to think we're exciting. That's part of it. We're entertainers as well, you know. So, we got to make sure the fans like what they're seeing too, and people like to see people get finished. So that's what we're gonna keep doing, man. Is finishing these fights and keep climbing the ladder.
Well, speaking of New England Cartel, Rob Font has a fight in 2 weeks against Cody Garbrandt. I gotta ask you, how do you see that one playing out? Because that's a great striking fight. I feel like.
Yeah, man. Rob's gonna hurt this boy bad.
Okay.
I think he's gonna put him down with some shots wherever it goes, man. I just don't see anywhere Cody's better. Maybe he's got a little edge in wrestling. People forget, they sleep on Cody's wrestling. He's a real good wrestler, but he's
Yeah.
got good offensive wrestling. His takedowns he's fast, he's clean with his entries, but he has a hard time holding people down. Maybe he takes Rob down, but Rob's gonna get up. And maybe he ends up on top. I know he can't hold him down. Rob's a huge 35er, man. Cody's over here talking about going down to 25.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't cut much weight to get to 35, so I just think Rob's gonna bully him, man, against the cage anywhere. It's gonna annoy him with that long jab he has, and we see how Cody fights when he gets annoyed. So we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. But I know I have it playing out in my head the way I see it is Rob's finishing him within 3 rounds for sure.
Yeah, and now will you be cornering Rob for that fight in 2 weeks?
No, I won't be out
Okay.
there. It'll be Calvin, Tyson,
Yeah.
Jake Manini, our striking coach, and Rob's bringing his girl out. She's gonna be in his corner too.
Okay.
So I'll be watching though. I'll probably be watching with his brother or something.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can't wait for that fight. I think that's going to be another exciting fight. And last thing here, man, thanks again for coming on. I started this new thing. I just asked the fighters at the end, bold predictions for yourself in fighting for 2021. If you had to say like a few bold things that you're going to do for fighting, Cage Fury FC, what would you say it's going to be for 2021?
And I'm gonna just keep knocking people out and putting people away. That's my plan. Keep winning, and good things will happen.
Yeah.
Like we said, this whole pandemic, you don't really know when you're gonna fight next. But I have an idea when my next one is, and the next one's the most important. So for me, it's putting someone away in this next fight, and then doing it again and again until I get to that big show, and doing it again once I get there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll definitely be tuning in for that. I'm sure many people will be. And thank you for coming on. It was really great speaking to you. If you want to thank any coaches, shout out any social media sponsors, anything, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, ton of sponsors. It's hard to name them all, but appreciate all them supporting me. Shout out to the New England Cartel, man. Tune in May 22nd to see Rob Font do his thing and become a real contender for that belt. And thank you for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, man. I'll check in before your next fight.
Sounds good.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good one.